Sweet. So, we're waiting for this chat screen. It'd be dope if somebody messaged me. I know nobody watches these. Strawberry Overlord. So, I still don't know what this other foot's gonna look like. I'm just gonna draw it myself. I was gonna, like, try to find a picture of a foot. But it was just, like, too much, just wasn't gonna be necessary. Yeah, sorry about the TV in the background. Yeah, what I'll do is, I'll just crop me a picture of this foot here. And I'll just make myself a little, like, identical foot. So, I have some stuff I wanted to talk about today. Be like, yeah, so, like, why would you want to, like, live at Disneyland? It's like, well, why wouldn't you want to live at Disneyland? This is something I thought about. I'm like, where do I live? Not like, where do I live, but like, why am I living where I'm living? Why do I think that I'm living Disneyland? Oh, dinner right now? Hey, I'm streaming live right now, though. I'll come do it, and I'll come do it before, like, probably about 5:30-ish. 5:15. When? Alright, well, I'll be in there. Like, give me, like 20 minutes. Yeah, and pork chops, man. Yo, low-key, I have not been, like, too into meat. Just, like, really disgusting. You know what I was thinking about? Is, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? So they're like, what is your business here in Port Royal? What is your business here in Pittsburgh? So, like, well, to be completely honest, I came here to, steal me a ship, recruit me a crew to torment them from their peasily black souls, and then just plunder all the booty. And, I think if I was telling the truth, I wouldn't have told it to you. Yeah, it'd be nuts. It's like, what if, like, strawberries just started falling out of the sky? And I was like, hey, excuse me, sir, but will you be saving her this evening? And the sir was like, no, I will not be. Well, how about you, sir? So, like, oh, no, well, I can't swim. Speaking of which, probably wouldn't be the best idea for me to go to a pool party. But they're like, people, they're like, oh no, all these pirates are rolling into town. So like, oh, and they're heading towards the governor's building. So like, oh, they've come for the governor's daughter. So like, that must be why they're here. Why else would they be here? And then like, plot twist. You know, it's like this whole island in the middle of nowhere where I get stranded. It's like, we have to go to the island with our stolen ship to like pick up my friend in the middle of the desert and be like, yo, we're on a sailboat, yo. Yeah, that's not relevant. You know, I'm just gonna continue, like, we're talking about fictional characters here. We're not talking about, like, real people. Like, you know, I wouldn't, like, you know, celebrate, you know, in Tribes of Cannibals, and this is relative because of Cannibal Island, you know, and it's like, and here's one of the things is that, you know, nobody needs to save Jack, you know. When you think about who Jack is, nobody needs to save Jack. But, you know, you could even just make, like, an entire thing just about people, like, thinking that they should save this guy that he just doesn't need saving. He's just a really terrible person. But, you know, in Tribes of Cannibals, they believe that they're, like, freeing their god from its fleshy body by consuming the body, and that they're setting it free, and that they're like exalting it. They're making it more godly by like consuming it. It's like, imagine you just like had the tastiest strawberry in the world, and you were like, oh my god, I'm gonna eat this, and then you ate it. Like, for real, it's like you ate it. Like, whoa. Ate it like a cannibal. This is not related to a person, you know, running around with their stolen ship, with their ship stolen, that they, you know, that somebody came along and branded them and put them on a pirate ship. They're like, I'll leave you with this big burn scar, and now you are a pirate. And he's running around going, hey man, somebody stole my ship, man. Yo, what's up with that? Yo. It's not like, you know, I'm not drawing lines between myself and characters that would be like, hey, like, what am I doing at Disneyland? Yeah, you know, and I think that's the craziest thing too, is that, you know, Jack, he's got this spot, like, on his hand or his foot or something. And he's like, oh no, we need to, like, escape the Kraken. There's, like, the giant angry squid that's, like, coming to kill me. And he's, like, trying to escape his fate. And he's like, you know, I'm feeling a pressing need to just head upriver for whatever reason. It's like I'm a freaking movie character. And, like, and it's even funny, too, because it's like, you know, even when he gets upriver and he finds, like, that one lady chick that he's looking for, she's all like, so, what's good with that William boy, though? She's all like, okay, whatever, Jack. And Jack's just, like, walking around the whole time, just, like, scheming. It's like, Yeah, I like stopped talking about Disney movies though. I had this idea before. I was like, what if we lived in a parallel universe? You know, I was talking about one of my friends, or a friend of mine. I was like, I was paranoid because I was like, I thought that they were like just trying to hook up for like this money that I had at a temporary point in time. And I was like, man, like this whole time that they had just tried to rob me, and then I just kind of like it's still from a thief, and then it's like, oh wait, no, that's not what I meant. It's like say you're like having sex, right? And they know that you got money, but if they're just trying to like have sex for your money, and I'm not talking about like not like prostitution, but like it's like if you were like a wealthy person, but then you're like, but then like if you still got the money, then it's like, I don't know, man. I was like, man, what if like in a parallel universe that person had just like called me back, and then I was all like, yo, like what's up? But it's like it wasn't in a parallel universe where, you know, people don't just like decide that they like wanna like get pregnant because they're like, oh, I'll just take your money and not hang out with you. I'm like, I do not know why people just like wouldn't want to hang out with you. Stupid. Yeah, so now that I got that foot drawn out, it's gonna be a lot easier to finish. But I'm literally just running through the lines. It's like so distracting to try to think about something to talk about while trying to focus on drawing. Like I feel like the process is the way that my brain processes information, and then versus like say I like prepare say I like prepare a song, or I prepare a speech, or I have an idea and I think it out all the way through before I say it, and then I say it like once I have it perfected, then I know it'll come out perfectly, you know? But say I just talk, and I know that like growing up I had like all these speech impediments, and like actually I took speech therapy classes. That's not what helped me though. It's the music that really got me talking better. But even then I don't really talk a whole lot. You know what I do more than anything when I talk is I'll just yell things. I'll just scream something like really loud, and people just know that like, yeah, man, that guy's crazy. Like he just says things super loud, and you know they'll like not remember like what I was saying in a conversation because I don't conversate very well. But like when I like write a song and I'm just yelling at people, they're like, yo, like I don't care what he was saying, but he seemed to be saying it pretty well. So, low key, I think, what, like 5:35 to about 6:30. I need to go drop by the studio. It's not a studio, it's a recording gig they have at school. I think it might actually just be like a freaking garage band where I'm like, I could just go get the app on my computer and just do it myself. I didn't even write any lyrics to get prepared for today because I've been working on this picture. And when I get in there, I got this new metal song that I'm thinking about recording. But depending upon what kind of equipment they're using, because if I have a guitar, then I'll be doing it with that. Which I don't really want to use my acoustic guitar because my roommate actually wants to trade me guitars because he knows that, you know, he's not going to have like a guitar in the future. Or not that he doesn't have a guitar, but that, you know, like an electric guitar is not like as audible as an acoustic guitar, like for practice. He doesn't have an amp. And I'm like, the guitar that I bought, you know, I overpaid for it, but you'll get more action out of acoustic guitar than a electric guitar. And I think his electric guitar is probably a little bit more valuable than my acoustic. Which is why I kind of want to do it, because I'm like, you know, maybe we could trade these and then later, like, you know, I could try to like redeem the value of it somewhere else for something else. I mean, like another guitar. But I overpaid the guy that I bought my guitar from, like probably like a whole about $70. I paid like $145. It was about worth about $89. I'm not too worried about it though. It'd be like worthwhile for me to do this trade though now, because but I doubt that I could take it anywhere and that anybody'd be like wanting, like, I mean, who even plays guitar nowadays? Like, I've been looking around. I'm like, yo, I need to do a band gig with some people. I'll do it later though. You know, I don't want to play a traditional band. I want to do something like electric, like digital, like. The age analog's been dying out. That's something I learned when I was in LA. I was in an audio program for a little while. Of course, I flunked out of college like 3 times now. I went to apply for college here in Pittsburgh so I'd have a reason to come out here from California. They ended up putting me in Job Corps instead. Just be like, oh yeah, it's like this government paid for education center. I mean, it's all like, got all these student loans from attending like 3 different colleges that I failed. I'm all like, geez, man, I wonder where the government gets their money from. Like, my time will actually be expiring soon here. I ain't even looked at any places to live at. But I'll tell you what I am looking forward to is being able to hopefully get a job, hopefully get a car, hopefully get a place, and be free to just be like, hey, there's this person on my social media app. Oh, I have like some free time on a day, and oh, hey, like we could hang out. Like, oh, no way, like we live like in the same neighborhood, or we live like in the same city. So like, you know, there are reasons why like we would hang out, you know. Because then I could kidnap you and eat all the flesh from your bones. Ah! Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'd be like just chilling. I'm mostly just chilling most of the time. You know, like if what I say isn't very entertaining, or you know, like if it doesn't seem really appealing, it's because I don't talk much. So having to like be like, yo, I'm a host this radio talk show when it's like I'm like basically a person that like just like hides out in the shadows and just like draws cartoons like all day long. I have blaring the music in my headphones. And people will be like, hey, you know, like, you know, the other day I was watching this channel. It was like this artist that, you know, they don't make a lot of art. They seem to like to make videos though. But, you know, I almost kind of wanted to ask them, like, hey, so, you know, like, what brings you to the furry fandom? And, you know, they're just all like, oh, you know, like, there's, like, animals and bright, shiny things that, you know, it's, like, fluffy and friendly and nice. And they turn around and be like, oh, so, like, you know, what brings you to the furry fandom? It's like, well, me? What brings me to the furry fandom? That'd be like, well, you know, that's, like, a whole laundry list of reasons. I'm like, you know, you put on a fursuit, go to a party, it's like, that's like a perfect way to just hide out and just like not have to have that confrontation to where like having to talk and interact with people. It's like, I like just be like this awesome person that people are like, I like that person because he has this thing that he does that I like watching him do the thing that he does with the thing that he has. Kind of like playing guitar. And it's like, oh, I like own a guitar, and when like I play it, or like if I was wearing a suit, like if I owned a suit and then I wore it, then people are like, oh, like that person does that thing with that thing that he owns, and I enjoy watching him. It's like a wise man once said, you know, find what you're good at and then do that. But yeah, what brings me to the fandom? I don't know. Maybe like, you know, I got like a chip on my shoulder where I feel like I got something to prove, or where it's like this huge thing to me. I got like this guilt trip I've like set myself on where I'm like, I feel like I need to make art so that people remember me like as a better person than like, you know, the people that I've been around, or, you know, like my predecessors. You know, like each generation wants to like step up and be like the next best thing. And it's like, unless I like continue to just make art like every day, like people just won't know that I exist, and then I won't matter to the world. And you know, like I'm just not alright with that. So it's kind of like, you know, I draw art because I'm fighting back against lethargy and apathy, and you know, it's really it's like it's more of an act of rebellion than an act of artistic expression. That's why like so many of my art pieces, they come out with like these big angry faces, and they're all like scratchy looking and all like rough and tough and mangled, and like It's because, I'm not, like, making something beautiful. Like, for me, it's a tragedy, to be completely honest. I guess you could say, I draw art because it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better than I did when I was playing guitar. I was playing guitar to ventilate, ventilate all the emotions and all the stuff that's, like, just misplaced. And I don't know how to, like, say things or express things, and so it's like I, like, saw the fandom as, like, this therapeutic thing to where, I could, like, delve into that realm of fantasy and not have to be, like, attentive to, the rest of the things that, like, humans do. So I was like, maybe I, like, don't even have to think or feel like a human or do anything human at all. I could just do furry things. And I could just be, like, something else. I couldn't just be, like, somebody else, but I could just full-blown be, like, something that just was, like, so beyond anything I've ever done before, to where I could just finally escape to that place that was so far away, to where I could just remove myself from everything and just tune out, and just not exist. To literally become a living piece of fictional reality. And I feel like each day at work, I'm becoming closer to achieving my goal. But I just don't know who I am. So it's like, how would I even know, like, if I was, like, into somebody, or, like, if I, like, wanted to hang out with somebody, that, like, how would they even know that, it was even, like, safe to hang out with somebody that they don't know? If this person that they don't know didn't even know themselves, like, they'd, like, have no idea what you're doing. Bro, I'm streaming online. That's who I'm talking to. That was my roommate. He sucks at playing guitar. And I'll probably make a song about him, about how much he sucks at playing guitar, and then I'll post it on YouTube.
Fuck you, I'm better than you.
And he steals all my music, too.
I don't steal any of your music, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you do. You did. Yeah, you did. I swear. Like, every time I have a song that I'm like, yo, bro, check out this song, you steal it.
I don't steal it.
Yeah, you did.
You show me it, I play it. I don't say it's mine, I say it's yours.
Yeah, but, like, I showed you how to play it, and then after that point, then it's like, oh, now that you know how to play it, like...
Don't play it ever again. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like it's like picking up a new skill, to where you, like, have a thing that...
That doesn't make sense. I teach you songs all the time.
Bro, you haven't taught me a single song. There isn't a single song you've ever taught me, because I never ask. I never ask.
I teach you songs that I wrote all the time.
No, you, like, show them to me, and I'm like, I just nod my head and be like, yeah, like, I'm so interested in your artistic expression, because you are, like, an interesting person that I find interesting. And I'm just all like, good job at doing that thing that you're doing, whatever it is that it is. I'm just like, yeah, just keep up the good work, bro. I think he walked away. I don't know where he went. He was here like a second ago. He's probably just got over my shit because he knows I'm full of shit. Alright, no more cursing. I know somebody out there in the world's going, this horrible cursing curse word person that he curses at people. They're like taking their Bibles and they're clutching onto their crosses and they're like, you know, like putting earmuffs on their children, being all like, don't listen to this guy with this tattoo of a pentagram on his chest. He's like this weird, like, devil worshiper icon person that, you know what? There was like a cult in my hometown of people that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Like, I do not know where they came from, but they were there. And they've probably been there for a while. And they tracked me down. Not like they tracked me down, but like, you know how, like, people, they like you don't, like, when you run into somebody, you, like, don't have any information about, like, who this person is or where they came from or, like, you know, even what their name is. You know, like, somebody could just walk up to you randomly on the street and just be like, hey, what's up, yo? And you have, like, no idea who they are. Well, a whole bunch of these weird devil worshiper type people that, you know, like the kind that, like, have, like, tattoos on their face and that, yeah, I mean, they had them. There was, like, like, an official church of, Satan in, the town I was living in. And, you know, like, when I got my tattoo, they were, like all these people in a town that were, like, into that, like, thought that I was into that. And they were like, yo, you should, like, hang out with us. And I was like, well, I guess. Because I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I just hang out with some random weirdos that are just randomly, wherever they are, being weird? I mean, I'm not some random weirdo, but, like, you know, there be, like, random weirdos in places where they are just randomly being weirdos in places. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that, you know, I kind of felt the need to, like, want to get away from that and just delve into a place that's full of random weirdos that wear animal costumes. So, you know, I'm, like, improving in my choices of life decisions. But I'm like, man, what if you had been in the furry fandom for, like, so long that, like, you were, like, that you really had transcended humanity and mankind and the idea of being human, you know? And here's something that I'm just kind of just a little bit afraid of, is that the idea that I might actually meet somebody who actually is, like, no longer human anymore. But then again, maybe I'm not afraid of that idea, because then, you know, why would I be here? What if I was actually actively seeking to reduce my humanity by delving into this fantasy world of, you know, whatever this is? You know, and there was just, like, this whole entire veil of things that are just hidden that, you know, that you just don't know about, that other people know about. And here's something I was thinking about, too. I was like, man, like, I feel like the whole world's just talking about me right now. But, you know, it just wouldn't be cool for me to be like, oh, yeah, you know, like, those people that are talking about me are talking about me. Because then I'm talking about people that are talking about me, that are talking about me, that are talking about myself, and then like you just get lost in how many like he said, she said, like type deal to where you're like, oh, where like they don't need to know because whoever it was that was saying whatever it was that they were saying already knows that they said what they said, and so if they're listening to me saying what they're saying about me to them, then they're listening to themselves. But they don't need to know, so I don't need to inform people about themselves, if that makes any sense, because they already know who they are. I just don't know who I am. Which is why I'm like, how in the hell could people even be talking about me when it's like I don't even exist? I'm nobody. A boxcar and a jug of wine. And I think here's what I was going when I said before, when I started in on that Disneyland thing. When I said that nobody needs to save Jack, is that in a parallel universe, and I was talking about in a parallel universe before, and I picked up where I left off starting from there, is that what if nobody was a real person? Like there was a person whose name was nobody, and it was nobody's purpose for him to do nothing to save Jack. Like, what if Jack was nobody? Because Jack is a nobody, that nobody needs to save Jack because Jack is nobody. And not in the sense that he, like, is not a person, but that nobody in itself is, like, this idea to where you could be nobody. Where it's like you could be furry, you know? And I think that's what I wanted to make it, you know? Like, I wanted to do something with it that's just never been done. You know, I wanted to be, you know, if I was going to be nobody, I wanted to be, like, the most amount of nothing that could ever not exist. If that makes any sense. It's like just pushing an idea to the furthest amount of limit and excess. And just taking it farther than, you know, like whatever anybody could have originally intended. You know, just pushing it further beyond the limit. It's like that thing I was talking about. I started in on Aleister Crowley. And it's like, you know, it's like all those people at parties that, you know, I was going to before. You know, like eventually, you know, they get married or they have kids or they, you know, they get some job or they get some girlfriend or, you know, like they pick up something that they're doing with their life to where instead of like making time to hang out with you, you know, they have their arrangement that they're doing. And so, you know, here I am, I'm this kid. And, you know, I'm still living like a kid, partying like a kid, you know, just living the good life. You know, I'm chasing the dream. And it's like everybody else that was there, they just left. And I'm just like, who am I going to do this with? And I was like, wait, I have an idea. I'll just track down wherever the biggest party in the world is, and I'll just go there.
Tonight they have an event that I can take you guys to. You just gotta go to our block.
And then I'll just be like the party animal.
You wanna do it? What about you? You wanna do it?
I was like, yo, that's like the perfect plan.
To do it for real, all black. You need that 530. All black? Yeah. You got all black? Perfect. What about you?
Yeah, sure. Wait, you know what? Let me think. I have a black T-shirt. I got black jeans.
Perfect.
And I got black shoes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this event and find out what's happening. Also, I gotta do this recording thing. I gotta eat dinner low keys sometime soon in the future. Yo, what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, nobody. I could be him. I could do a freaking amazing job at being nobody. Like, I would be like the most I'd be like the most nothingest nobody that's ever been nobody ever before. That they'd be like, wow, this person freaking exceeds at sucking at life. Like, so bad that he, like, deserves an award for it. And then I would just be standing there, just wearing my strawberry overlord hat, you know, just being all like, and I still haven't figured out whether or not who stole what from who. I'm so confused with what's happening. It's like, is it an Artemis in a Rika suit wearing a Vegeta shirt, or is it a Vegeta inside of a Rika suit with an Artemis head, or is it a Rika in a Rika suit with a Vegeta shirt with an Artemis head? Like, who in the F is even in that suit, right? Like, there could be, like, 3 different people in that suit right now. And you know what? It could even be, like, a 4th person that nobody even knows who that person is. Like, this person is, like, inside of this costume, and it's like, you have no idea who's in there. Like, there's so much stuff happening with this picture right now that I have no idea what's happening. And that's what is so perfect about it. It's like exactly what I intended. I just want to be like in the furthest level of disorientation to where I'm like, you know, doing some job I've never done before in some town I've never lived in before, hanging out with people I've never met before in these costumes that nobody knows where anybody's going or what's happening or, you know, how they're gonna do anything, and everybody's just lost, and there's just so much confusion and just darkness and just being lost in the dark. You know, it's like hell. It's like a hell on earth, but like yiffing in hell. But like low key but good though. You know, it'd be like that good yiff. Like, I could like give you some good yiffs. And people would be like, whoa. Like, I have no idea what's happening. But now they're just getting yiffed in hell. Getting yiffed in hell by a guy with a pentagram tattoo. Yo, low key, like, I think, you know, this is like that moment in Rambo when, you know, when they break him out of jail and they send them back to Vietnam. And, you know, they're talking all, like, sympathetic about it. Like, you know, is it really fair to do that to, you know, to Mr. John Rambo? And they're just all like, you know, that, you know, that's where he belongs. You know, he went home. I feel like that's like me right now in this moment. It's like people keep asking me, they're like, yo, you gonna go back to California? I'm all like, no, I wanna like be a furry in Furryville, in the capital of Furtopia. It's like all the cons are somewhere out here somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. I've never been to any of them other than Anthrocon. But, you know, times are passing me by. And I'm going to get my chance to do something with it. You'll hear from me. You'll be like, yo, he's here. And I'll be like, yo, I'm having the greatest time being totally lost with all these losers. And I'll be like the frickin' king of the losers. Yeah, that'd be down. I feel like that's something I could be proud of. That's something that I could really feel like I achieved something. Because only just not because I'd be a loser, but because I'd be like the best at sucking at something. Just because like I know I could really rock it, you know? I could really pull it off. I'm sure I could pull it off. Like, if anybody's ever talked like a loser before, I'm sure that it's me. I want to set, like, the new role model. Like, when people want to suck at life, they could just imitate me. And they'll be like, you know what? I'll just get me, like, a whole barrel of pickles. And I'll just start eating pickles until I cry. I'll, like, put the pickle vinegar in my eyeball. And just, like, be crying so bad from eating so many pickles. I'll be, like, get all emotional. Just be, like, standing there, like, at a Grammys award or something. Like, giving, like, a speech. Being, like, oh, thank you guys. Like, you know, it means so much to me that you guys gave me this jar of pickles. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I'd just be, like, standing there in front of a live audience just crying, like, with a jar of pickles. Like, low-key, I'm gonna make me, like, a pickle trophy. I am make me, like, a pickle warrior. Yeah, what I ought to do is I ought to get, like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z and just draw him with, like, 1,000,000 pickles. Or, like, doing some weird pickle thing that he's like the pickle man. And then I could just make that my persona. Or like, you know, do that thing that, you know, I was trying to do this thing, like that animality for the Mortal Kombat. That was originally supposed to be some kind of pickle dragon, but then I just opted out to just draw like a regular dragon because it was what I was drawing at the time. But I was like, what if my crack panda guy, what if his, like, secret power is that, you know, like, when he gets angry, you know, like, he just turns, like, green, and it's just uncontrollable, that he just has, like, this pickle rage, you know, and he just turns into, like, this big green hulking monster, like the Incredible Hulk, but like a dragon. Like the Incredible Hulk, but with dragon wings. Oh my god. And, like, but painted like a pickle. Oh my god, I need to draw this. Yo. Yeah. Yo. And then, like, if my crack panda, if his head just started shaking all crazy, like the House on Haunted Hill people, right? And then all the pickles just started flying out of him. And he just grew, like, some pickle wings and some big pickle muscles. And his whole body just turned into a giant pickle. And then he just beat you to death with his pickle. And he was just like, the meanest, greenest, you know, freaking dragon pickle that ever just give you the beat down. Like, yo, that'd be, like, so perfect. Like, there's no explanation for how perfect that would be. I would be, like, so stoked. Yeah, so like, what's up with Majira's new frickin' what's it called? He's got green eyes now. Like one green eye, or he's got the two green eyes that he used to have like a purple eye. Like low key, I kind of like his purple eye though. Like he should just leave it purple. Alright, I gotta get me a Vegeta. Yeah, Team Vegeta. Yo. Yo, how are we gonna do this? So like Team Team Fud Team Vegeta. Yo, he should go to that party that I'm going to tonight. That'd be dope. Yeah, Team Vegeta, man. Yo, it almost sounds like I'm saying, like Vegeta, like from the what's it called? You know that one, the arch nemesis brother guy of the Goku from the Dragon Ball Z? Like how it says Vegeta, but it's like Fajita or Fajita. Yo, what's up with Majira's name being so like the only difference between Majira and Vegeta is like the F and the T. Like instead of a M, it's an F. And instead of an R, it's a T. But then otherwise, other than that, it's a fajita. Like Majira, fajita. Like low key, he should make that shirt. Like that shirt would be dope. Like his whole gullet with a freaking with a fajita in his gullet. Alright, I'm done with this. We're gonna end this stream. Freaking Disneyland, bro. I gotta save this. Team Fajita. Yo, we should get a whole grip of Team Fajita shirts and just go to like a Chipotle and just get crazy with it. And just like order the world's largest burrito and just get